Good morning, friends, and welcome once again to the new session of our physics today. In our last lecture, my dear friends, we were talking about the concept of the quantities which can be classified as scalar quantities or vector quantities. Now, we have seen that the scalar quantities were those which were associated with only the magnitude, and there was no concept of direction. But when we talk about the vector quantities, these are the quantities which are associated with your direction. So, because the vector quantities are associated with direction, my dear friends, it becomes very, you can say, difficult for us to add these or subtract these vector quantities by using our simple mathematical concepts of algebra. So, in order to add various vector quantities, we actually follow what we call as the various laws of addition, and one of them is called the triangle law of vector addition. Now, before we start the triangle law of vector addition, it is very important that it should be understood what is triangle law of vector addition. That means its statement should be very clear. So first of all, I will explain the statement, then I will write the statement, and then I will see and show you how this statement can be justified, it can be proved. So the first thing is a statement, that is what we have to write. Now try to understand, my dear friends, suppose you are having two vectors A and B. Suppose you are having two vectors A and B, and which are represented by let us say the two consecutive sides of a triangle. Let us consider that there are two vectors A and vector B which are represented in magnitude and direction by the two consecutive sides of a triangle. Now, according to triangle law of vector addition, what will happen? Its resultant means the resultant of these two vectors will be given by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order. This is very important, taken in opposite order. That means if vector A is moving along this, vector B is moving along this, resultant will not be in this direction, resultant will be moving in the opposite direction like this. Are am clear? Is the statement clear to you? Very good. So what we have to write, according to this triangle law of vector addition, if two vectors, are represented, if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction, in magnitude and direction by the two consecutive sides of a triangle taken taken in order, then their resultant, is given in magnitude and direction by the third side of the triangle, taken in opposite order. Now this is a very important and a clear statement. Once again, let us read it out. Okay, if there are two vectors which are represented in magnitude and direction by the two consecutive sides of a triangle taken in order, then their resultant is given by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order. तो ये if you move like this, ये तो सेम ऑर्डर में हो जाएगा, ऐसे गए और ऐसे आ गए, तो it is moving in the same order. Now third side is opposite order, so instead of this the direction will be this. ठीक है ना बेटा? Now this is our statement and now we want to prove it. Okay, whether this is correct and how we have to then find the resultant of these two vectors. Am I clear? So let us start with the proof, and obviously before we start the proof we have to write the shabash, as I have told you in the beginning also. Whenever we start proving something, it is very important for us to write introduction. So we will write introduction, and for that let us name the triangle first. Let the triangle be P, Q and R. And one very important thing that you have to understand is, which I have to explain and make you understand, these are the two vectors which are represented by the two sides of the triangle. And obviously, if you talk about the second vector, this is a B, it is making an angle of theta degree. It is making an angle of theta degree with the positive direction of x-axis. Is it clear? That means when I talk about the angle is the angle which is made by the second vector with the positive direction of x-axis. I cannot take theta as this. Is it clear? This will not be theta. Theta will be this extended here and with the positive direction of, because this is negative direction. This is the positive direction of x-axis. So this will be considered as theta. This is very important. So let us write down the introduction first. So let us consider vector A and vector B represented by the sides PQ and QR respectively of triangle PQR such that vector B makes an angle of theta degree with P with vector A in the positive direction of x axis. Is it clear? Clear, beta? Okay. Now, this was the introduction. In order to find the vector R, let us draw a perpendicular which is RS over PQ which is extended to X. We have to draw a perpendicular here which will be my R and S. This is important. Am I clear now? So what we have done, we have taken a triangle PQR. We have represented the two sides by the two vectors A and B. Obviously, according to the statement, R will be the resultant. We want to find this resultant's value R. And what is that? For that, what we did, we draw a perpendicular from R on to PQ extended to X, which is RS. Now we will understand first and then we will proceed further. First we will understand that and then we will proceed further. देखिए my dear friends, what is this? What is this? Obviously this is a right angle triangle and the right angle triangle has a name which is called Q, S and R. Am I clear? Q, S and R. Achha, what is this QR, my dear friends? Very good. QR is B in this direction. Is it clear? Achha. What is angle RQS? That is also given to you. Can somebody tell me what is QS? Can somebody tell me what is QS? Very good, right? Yes. See, in your previous classes in trigonometry, you have seen what we have to find is QS. This is unknown and unknown by known. That ratio we used to find. Unknown by known, then that ratio we used to find. So in triangle QSR, my QS is unknown, my QR is known, and that will be equal to cos of theta. So what will be my QS? QS will be equal to QR cos of theta. And what is QR, my dear friends? Shabash, just now you have seen. QR is B cos of theta. Any doubt? So I am able to find QS, that means this distance. In the same manner, I can find RS. So what is now RS over QR? Perpendicular over hypotenuse. Shabash. That is sin theta. And what will be RS is equal to? Again RS will be equal to QR sine of theta. That means RS will be equal to B sine of theta. So this is also obtained. Any doubt? So what we did, after drawing the perpendicular, we discussed about this triangle, and with the help of this triangle what I did, I calculated the value of QS and RS in terms of vector B. Shabash. Now what I will do, I want to find basically the value of R. I want to find basically the value of R. And where is R? Where is R? Shabash. So R is in the triangle P, S and R. This is R. R is in the triangle P, S and R. You know the value of R, S. Just now you have calculated it. It was B sine of theta. Do you know the value of PS? Shabash. Do you know the value of PS? No. Just try to see. Now what is PS? PS will be equal to PQ plus QS. Am I right? PS will be equal to PQ plus QS. Now what is PQ? That is vector A. And what is QS? Shabash, just now you have calculated. It is vector B and cos theta. So what is my PS? So my PS is A plus B cos of theta. A plus B cos of theta. Now what I can do, I can apply Pythagoras theorem. In this triangle, I can apply Pythagoras theorem. So R square will be equal to PS square plus SR square. So what will be R is equal to? R will be equal to under root of PS square. What is PS? You have just written A plus B cos of theta and whole square plus RS, which is B sine of theta and whole square. When you open this with simple mathematics, what you get? R is equal to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB plus B square sine square theta. Simple mathematics, because this is A plus B whole square. You open this. Now out of this and this, I can take B square as common. And what will be left inside? Sine square theta plus cos square theta. So let me write up. Okay. So what will be my R is equal to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos of theta. So this is the value of the resultant. This is the value of the resultant of the vectors A and B, which is this. Any doubt, my dear friends? Is it clear? Now the second and the very important thing is to find out what is the nature of the resultant. That means how much resultant is inclined to the x-axis. That means कि अगर यहाँ देखें तो it means we want to find out this angle. So let us consider this angle to be alpha. What I will write? Let alpha be the angle that the resultant, let alpha be the angle that the resultant R makes with the you can say positive direction of x-axis. Is it clear, my dear friends? So this is what we have to find out. Now again, if you go back to the same what we say triangle P, S and R, again if you go back to the same triangle P, S and R, this is obviously the angle alpha. You can find out that tangent alpha is equal to RS over PS. Tangent alpha is equal to RS over PS. That means tangent alpha is equal to B sine of theta over A plus B cos of theta. This is the value of angle. So if you want to find alpha, it is very simple. Alpha will be equal to tangent inverse B sine theta over A plus B cos of theta. This is how we have to understand the triangle law of vector addition. So whenever you are given with two vectors and you are asked to find their resultant, the resultant will be obtained by this, and if you are asked to find the nature, the angle will be calculated by this. Two important things you have to understand. My first vector will lie with x-axis and the second vector will lie with y-axis. So when I say vectors A and B, so A is on the x-axis and B is along the y-axis. That means vertically. Am I audible? Am I clear? So next we will continue in the next session. Till that time, just try to understand that. If you have any problem, you are most welcome to us. Okay? And try to develop your confidence, utilize your time, and again I am telling you, don't hesitate. Right? All the very best. Take care of yourself, and thank you.